What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 57, and we do start today's episode off by beginning the fourth season with Racing Santander. Yes, of course, in the last episode we ended the season, a very successful season, 5th place, our highest league finish to date, also winning the Copa del Rey for the first time, and again securing Europa League football for a second successive season. So yeah, a very good season last season, and we now enter the new one, the 4th season. And as you can see, we've got 2 players arriving on pre-contracts, Christian Portu and also Pedro Obiang. Also as well, the transfer market is of course now open, and our league objective is to finish in mid-table, and again I feel like we can do that. Domestic Cup reached around the 32 stage, again I feel like we can do that. And also in the Europa League reached the group stage, again I feel like we can do that. We did all 3 of those last season, so there's no reason why we can't do it again. And our season budget is £13 million, so that's not bad. I mean, that's not a bad budget. It could have been better, yes, you know, considering our success last season, but we'll take it. £13 million isn't too bad at all, and we'll take that. So I'm happy with that budget. It's our highest budget to date, and yeah, we'll take that budget all day long. So Pedro Obiang comes in, 79 overall, looks like a monster. So glad you guys saw me signing on a pre-contract after recommending him to me. And also Christian Portu looks pretty good as well, 71 overall, 25 years old. Okay, probably just going to be a squad player for the rest of the series, but we'll take that. We'll take that, especially as he's on pretty low wages. Also as well, transfer targets for this season. Now I mentioned it in the last episode. Who was I going to be looking for? Well, probably a striker, maybe a winger, but also a defensive-minded player as well. Borja Lopez will be a great signing for us from Monaco, 77 overall, 23 years old. It'll be a great signing for us, but his contract is up at the end of the year, and I think there are going to be some clubs bidding for him, as there have been throughout the series, but for some reason he stayed at Monaco every single time. Also Grimaldo. Will I ever get this guy? I've been going in for him for the first season. You never know. Putting a bid for him, and we'll wait and see what happens. And also as well, on the second day of the new season, Borussia Mönchengladbach coming for Borja Lopez, and as you can see, they offer £4.2 million. So I told you there was going to be some clubs bidding for him, and the reason being is quite simple. It happens every single transfer window. I don't know why this guy has stayed at Monaco, because he's had so many bids for the guy. I always see it in the news articles, but it looks as though he probably is on his way to Borussia Mönchengladbach now, which is a bit of a shame. Also, Mitsuharu Chalmers is going to join Mirandes on a season-long loan, which is fine because he can get some game time, and he doesn't really get much here. And also a transfer came in for Jose Pozo, as Monaco accept a bid for Borja Lopez from Borussia Mönchengladbach, so he looks like he's on his way to Germany, unfortunately. But a transfer comes in from Jose Pozo from Bayern Munich, and they want him for £2.5 million. Now, we ended up asking for £5 million for Jose Pozo because, quite frankly, he's valued at 700 grand. He's definitely a very decent young player, but, you know, he complained last season he wanted to leave the club permanently because he wasn't getting played here. Of course, don't forget, we did give him crucial first-team player status just so we could get him to sign for a very low fee. And we did mention the possibility of us selling him on for a profit because, quite frankly, he probably won't be in the first team, at least not for the first 2 or 3 seasons. And as you can see, Monaco rejected the bid for Borja Lopez despite us bidding the exact same as Borussia Mönchengladbach. So yeah, they accepted bids from Schalke and also Borussia Mönchengladbach, but not our bid. So I was like, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? But anyway, he has left the club. He's gone to Borussia Mönchengladbach now, so that's a bit frustrating. But as you can see, he's a Borussia Mönchengladbach player. And like I said, I thought it was going to happen. He always gets bids. And for some reason, this season, he decided to leave instead of stay with Monaco. So that's a bit of a shame. Regardless, though, Marian Saiz is also going to leave the club on loan too. He's going to join Charlton and go to the Valley for a season-long loan. So that's fair enough. Doesn't bother me because, again, he's not going to get much game time here. And also as well, as you can see, we had a scouting update as well. The first one of the new 9-month mission for our scout, and the 4 players he's picked up could be okay. We're going to wait and see how they look after a second month of scouting and see if they're good enough to go into our academy. So following that, we saw that Grimaldo again is probably not going to join us because Barcelona B will just not let go of the left back, which is such a shame because he's 21 years old, 73 overall, showing great potential, so he should be between 80 to 84/85, and we put in a bid of £4.75 million, but I just can't see it coming off because they are going to hold us to ransom, and I know that for sure. Bayern Munich, though, would actually go ahead and accept the £5 million counter offer that we just negotiated for Jose Pozo. Now, again, worth mentioning that I do know he's a good young player with potential, but here at this club, he doesn't get used much, and of course, last season he went on loan to the Segunda Division side, Barcelona B. So, you know, for us, there wasn't really much point in keeping him, as David Puras is going to Accrington Stanley on a permanent deal. There wasn't much point keeping him if he's not going to get much game time here, and he's not going to get much development, and he's not even going to be happy going out on loan. So he has joined Bayern Munich for £5 million. And again, I'll say it again, I know he's a good young player with decent potential, but for me, I feel as though there's no point keeping an unhappy player here who isn't going to play much and get much game time to develop. So we send him to Bayern Munich, we get £5 million for it, we make a very, very good profit on the guy. And I'm pretty happy with that. Again, some of you guys may be sitting there thinking, oh man, seriously? Like, why would you sell one of those young players that you want to develop for the series? Well, I'm thinking about the bigger picture. You know, I really am. Is he going to come back to haunt us and end up growing to like an 85, 86 rated winger? I don't think so. He's never had the showing great potential tag or anything like that. So I'll take the money. I'll take the money and run and try and sign some better players for the same sort of fee who I know are going to be better in terms of their overall and potential. Still following that, Oscar looks like he's going to leave the club as well. David Puras did leave, by the way, to Accrington Stanley. And Oscar has indeed gone as well. So Oscar leaves, and as you can see, we are trying to remove some of the deadwood here. Jute Paulik is going to join UD Las Palmas on a season-long loan. Again, so loaning out one of our academy players to try and get some game time, see if he comes back a better player or not. And also Barcelona B, as you can see, just aren't happy with the bids we're putting in for Grimaldo, so that's probably not going to happen. But Barcelona, after I inquired for Sandro and Munir, said they'd let us take Sandro for £500,000 and also Munir for £2.2 million. Now, I'm not too sure about these deals because Munir has really low stamina and Sandro doesn't have a showing great potential tag like Munir does. So I don't know whether we're going to get either of those deals to pull off. So, you know, Munir, I'm not too sure. Sandro, as you can see, they do accept a £500,000 bid for the guy. He's only gone up by 1 rating since the first season. He's now 22 years old, 25 grand a week. Do I want to pay that for the guy who may not even turn out to be that great in the future? Probably not, because 500 grand may not be much, but we're trying to use every single penny to our advantage and not waste a single one of them. So I don't think Sandro is going to come in, but we'll wait and see. Still, we put in bids for Jesse Rodriguez here of Real Madrid, 24 years old, 79 overall, can play on the wings and up top as well. So we'll wait and see what Real Madrid say. And also Ayoze Perez of Newcastle United as well, 76 overall, very good stats, 81 finishing already, just 24 years old, looks pretty decent. Putting a straight bid of £4 million, try and get him cheaper than his valuation. And we'll wait and see what Newcastle and John Carver say. Also as well, Morata at Juventus as well. Again, these players probably don't want to join us, but we'll have to wait and see. 81 overall, only 24 years old, valued at £11 million. We've got the money to spend to be able to afford these players. It will cost basically all of our budget, but it may be worth it to make a big coup this year, sign one of these big names, and, you know, just basically show that we are in business now and want to compete for a Champions League place. Also, Alberto Moreno at Liverpool has his contract up at the end of the year, so maybe we can get him for a cut price figure. We'll have to wait and see, because I would like a new left back. Rodrigo as well at Benfica. This is a striker I really want. I've played with this guy on seasons, and he was insane for me, so I would love to get this guy in career mode as well, but you can see by the chief executive, there's very little chance of us getting him for under his valuation, or even part of his valuation either, so I can't see that deal coming off. And also Bojan at Stoke as well. Could we get hold of this guy? Probably not. He's probably going to cost a bit too much money for us, but we'll have to wait and see. You never know. Still, following that as well, we can see that we have pre-season friendlies to come with Racing Santander, and as per usual in the pre-season friendlies, I rest the entire team, basically just to make sure that no players get injured, and the players who are currently on the transfer list and the loan list could get some game time and could be put in the shop window, because it does count towards their form in pre-season. So if a player does go into a good form, they'll be seen by AI clubs as a sort of a better player to target, because they're in good form right now. So that could increase the chance of them getting sold or loaned out. So that's why I did that. We lost to Montpellier, wasn't surprised, and there you go. Still, Sandro declined his contract with us, and I was like, okay, I don't really care. It's probably not going to happen. He's not going to be a first-team player. He's going to be behind Tunkara, Boyinakasa, and maybe one of the new strikers we're going in for as well. So is he going to get into the team much? Is he going to be worth 25 grand a week? Don't think so. So that's probably not going to happen anyway. And also as well, we had loads of rejects for the bids we put in. Stoke wanted £17.5 million for Bojan. Benfica rejected a bid for Rodrigo. However, Newcastle would accept a £4 million bid for Ayoze Perez. That is £1.5 million under his current valuation. He's only 24 years old, so clearly room to grow. 76 overall. I will be very, very, very happy if that deal comes off. And also, Real Madrid accepts a £7 million deal for Jesse Rodriguez. Again, he is a left midfielder by trade and listed in the game, but he can play up front as well. That is listed in his positions. He has the stats to play there too. So if we can have him on the wing or up front, either position, I'd be very confident with him in our side. So that could be a good signing for us, just £7 million, and we'll wait and see what Jesse Rodriguez says after we offer him a contract. Also, Stade Brest was our next preseason friendly, and as you can see, we lost again. Again, wasn't bothered. We played our backup players, and no players got injured, so I wasn't really bothered. But also, Liverpool rejected a bid from Moreno, wanted £10 million, and of course we said no because we can get him for free next year if we want. And also, Morata, Juventus accepted their transfer offer, and Sandro declined his contract, so I just said forget about it. So Morata, as you can see, Juventus accepted an £11 million deal for Morata. So again, a great chance to sign a bit of a big name. Okay, he's not going to be the biggest household name in Spain, but Morata and Rodriguez, both very good players. Wouldn't mind signing either of those. Ayoza Perez does decline his contract, so we offer him a new one. He probably would be a crucial first team player, so I'm happy putting that in for a bid. And also the media think we'll finish in 17th place. Really? Considering the last 2 seasons? I don't think so somehow. That's kind of annoying, but still, there you go. And also we had a youth monthly report as well to see how our 4 players in our academy are doing. Still following that, I hate to tell you this, but I accidentally deleted a bit of footage, so I can't show you Morata and Rodriguez both accepting their contracts. However, what I will tell you is that both Morata and Rodriguez did indeed accept their contracts here at Racing Santander. So I didn't know who to sign. I didn't know whether to buy Morata or Rodriguez, so I threw it out to you guys and I let you guys make the decision on Twitter. Again, this is why you should follow me on Twitter at @Doclander, so you can make decisions like this. I threw it out to you guys. Who should we sign? Jesse Rodriguez or Morata? And the majority of you guys chose Jesse Rodriguez. So Morata is not going to join the club. We're going to sign Rodriguez instead. So Rodriguez is going to join after they both accepted their contracts. Again, I wasn't bothered either way. If we sign Morata, we probably couldn't afford to sign another player, or no one too significant for the first team. But you guys voted for us to sign Jesse Rodriguez, and to be honest, 79 overall, 24 years old, valued at £7 million. So we get him for his valuation. I have to say, I'm pretty happy with that deal. So thank you to everyone that voted. I really do appreciate it. You guys made the signing, and again, a pretty big signing to start the season off, and this could be a very successful season. Now we have one of those very, very good players in our first team. But that is going to end the episode. So as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Club and Country, then please do leave a like, as it is much appreciated, and of course it really does help my channel out. And I will see you for the next episode of Club and Country, where I'll be doing some more transfer business very soon.